Hi, can you just kindly let me know your name by what we can just address you? Hi, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you just kindly let me know your name to address you?
My name is Akim.
Akeem. Fine. Okay, Akeem. Great. We'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Let's wait for others. Let's wait for others to join in, then we'll start off. So anyone has anything to speak on? I found like Mars, you just unmuted yourself. You have anything to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then we'll just wait for some time. Okay, so let's start because I don't know who else will join in. So as of now, we have 5 people in. So this session would be important because I'll be showing you how we can do the hypothesis testing, the coding. So first we'll take a simple example and see how we can do it like on paper. Then we'll move into the form, like we will be going down to the coding section that will be there. So just confining you this like maybe in this project also you might need to work with the EDA basic project. Okay, but that would be mentioned in your uh, the PDF file that would be given. But one thing that you need to add on, like along with the EDA, make sure that you add this hypothesis testing part. So this would be your assignment that you need to do along with the in the project itself. Like as you have done the project accordingly the last week, the similarly you will be doing the EDA based project for this week also. And for this week project, the EDA based project that you'll be working on, in that you'll be adding this hypothesis testing part. What email ID? Pranali, you're asking about email ID. What email ID? I have already shared multiple times. Like, why don't you keep a like why that is an important mail ID. Why don't you just keep that with you? Wait just a minute then. Let me check. Shared. Is it fine? So where was I? Like based on the project that has been given to you. Yes, the project that I would be given to you for this, like by today day end, you'll be receiving the PDF file in your group. There on that you'll have to work on that very project only. You need to go ahead and if that is an EDA based project, go ahead with the EDA, whatever required. Along with that, add the hypothesis testing part. Okay, take at least two hypotheses, like there should be Q1, like H naught HI, that is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. There should be two sets. There should be two null hypothesis and irrespective of that, two alternate hypothesis. And for each of the term, you have to check either we are taking our null hypothesis or rejecting the null hypothesis. So that you need to check on. Fine. So that might not be mentioned in the PDF, but this you need to do. Okay, clear? Guys, is it clear, understandable?
Yes, ma'am. But what about the data sets?
The data set will be mentioned in the PDF only, right? So the details will be mentioned there. So whatever the details has been mentioned there based on the criteria of project that you will be including in, so that you need to take forward the same thing. Okay. First you need to do the EDA, and then you need
Yeah,
to
ma'am.
do the hypothesis testing. Fine.
Fine, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So let's just move ahead. I'll share my screen first. Just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first we'll see a very simple hypothesis testing example. Okay, so the scenario is like a very like simple, easy scenario. Like a juice company claims that their bottled the drink bottles that they prepare that contains 500 ml on average. Okay, so each of the juice bottle that juice company prepares that contains that holds actually 500 ml of juice. Okay, now you want to check if the actual average amount is really 500 or not. Got it? Got my point? This is the scenario.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now what you did, you randomly measured and taken 10 bottles as sample, right? So when I need to do it for a population, like population in the sense, a huge number of data out here. Here, population is not like the human population. The huge number of data, if when I need to check it, so what I do for the trial, I'll take a sample. Sample means I randomly choose suppose 10 values, like here as I'm taking 10 bottles, randomly I take 10 bottles without being biased. Okay, now check the things on that. If anything is misplacing over there, then I cross check with the entire batch of my production, right? So I'll take the 10 sample data take that I'm taking, that is around 10 for easy calculation. Got it? Now, let's suppose we have like 1 to 10, right? So let's take it like that. Fine. So we have this 10 values down in. Now let's take the ml per sample has. They have told average 500, right? So first, suppose it has 498. Next one, it has 502. Next is 497 ml. Next, we have around 501. Next, we have 499. Next, we have exact 500. Next, suppose 503. Next, we have 496. Next, around 504. And next, 499. Okay, so this is my samples. So based on my 10 sample, this is the value. That is, this is the exact sample in ml, right? How much ml of juice we are having, that we are taking. So what we are doing, first step, as we have discussed yesterday, the very first step is to define the hypothesis. So now I'll be defining my hypothesis. So here I'll be putting as H naught. That is my null hypothesis. So my null hypothesis would be the average amount is equal to 500. Right? Clear? This is my null hypothesis. So that means the company is claiming that is true. Okay? Guys, at least respond. Are you people understanding or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this AVG is this average amount actually. That is not equal to 500. Clear enough? That is 500. Let's put ml. So for easier understanding. Okay. So this is my null hypothesis and this one is my alternate hypothesis. Okay. So now this is actually two-tailed case because we need to check for both more than 500 and less than 500, right? So now we have collected all of this sample data. Now, next what we need to do, we need to do the mean of it. Okay, so how we can do the mean of it? Of course, we'll use average, right? We take in the average, we'll do all of it Okay, just a moment. We have taken all of it. Now we have taken it like that. So we have got the mean value as 499.9. So we are writing it down for easier understanding. That is 499.9 ml is my mean value for all of the sample that I have calculated. Now I need to calculate the standard deviation, and we need to calculate the standard deviation for from each of it, like difference of this minus this, right? So this needs to be minus from this, right? So let's do it. So how we'll be doing it? Just a moment. Let's include a column up here, right? So here we will be putting this value, putting this value. Okay, and now we'll be just dragging it down, and here we'll be including another column. Okay, so the difference that we will be doing, that we will be putting it up here. So it will be this minus this, right? So it has given me 1.9. So I'll drag it down. So it has got me all of the values down there. So it's minus 1.9, 2.1, 2.9. So this is all my differences. Now I need to square it out. Okay. So I need to square it out. So how I'll be doing it? Okay, let's do it. Now paste. Okay, just a moment. Okay, Control Z. Just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Okay, let's include this.
Use
Fine.
paste special. Paste special.
Sorry?
I said you should use paste special.
I'm not getting you. Case
When you want to
special. What
paste,
special?
when you want to paste, when you right click and you want to paste, you use paste special.
No,
Yeah,
okay, I got it. Fine. Okay,
yeah.
got it. No, that is also coming up like that only. That is the reason that we are not taking it like that. By special clicking also, I am not getting the values up. That's why. I just need the values in. That's what I was trying to do. Fine. So
Yeah,
I'll
paste
just,
special will give you the values. Paste special will give you the values only.
fine, let's check. No, it is giving not giving. Anyhow, if I need to get the values, it is
You
not
didn't
giving
say
me the
value.
values.
There's
Sorry?
values. Please do it again. Do it again. There's values down. Right click, paste special. Then there's value down. No, no, no. Click on the values. Yeah, values. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay,
All
fine.
right.
So we got these values. Now what we need to do, we just need to square this up, right? So how we are doing, but here when we put the values, but we got the values like this, like minus 1.09, like it is not coming like that. 1.89 like this, it is coming. That is not actually working. Fine. The thing is, we need to just square these things up. Like we need to do the differences squared. This is my difference that we have gotten, but I need to just square it up. So 1.9 into 1.9. So of course, it will give me around like that. I need to do like this 1.9. Sorry.
3.61.
Yes, 3.61. Like that. It is giving my quite minus. Okay, that is minus 3.61 it will be giving me. Okay, just a moment. Let's just delete it, just do it normally. It would be better. So we'll be doing 3.61, right? Next, again, 2.1 into 2.1. So it will be giving
4.4.
4.41.
Yes.
Yes. Again, it is minus 2.9. So minus and minus, it will be plus. So it will be getting around 8.41. Right? So next, putting it down for 1.1 into 1.1. So of course, it will come around 1.21. Next, 0.9. So 0.81. 9 into 9, it's 81. So it's 0.81. So next, 1.1 into 1.1. So 0.01. Next, we have 3.1. So it will be giving at 9.61. Okay. Next, for minus 3.9, it will be giving as 981 to, okay, 15.21. It will give the values as. Okay. And now 4.1 into 4.1, that is 16.81. And this is 0.9 into 0.9, again 0.81. So what we did, is it clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now we need to add these values up. We need to add all of these values, right? So again, the similar thing we will be doing, equal to sum. We will be doing, then tab. So we got the value as 60.90. Now we need to do calculate the sample variance. What is the variance that we need to count? So we need to calculate sample variance. So that has been mentioned using that. Actually, we do it using square, S square. So I am just writing S2. Fine. So how we are doing it? We are actually giving this value divided by n minus 1. That is this value, that is 60.9. That is 60.9 divided by n minus 1. N, how many numbers? That is 10 minus 1, that is 9. Okay, so that would be 9. So once we get that, the value will be equal to it will be equal to 6.7.
Yes, ma'am.
6.76 in this range, right? So it will be coming up in this zone. Now what we need to do, we need to get the standard deviation. So what is standard deviation? That is SD. So for standard deviation, we will be needing to do the square root of 6.76. So the square root is near about 2.6. That is square root of 6.76. That is giving 2.6. Okay, so this is my standard deviation. Okay, now I need to do compute a test statistics. Like this is my value. Now based on that, I need to do the test. So here, suppose I am doing the t-test. So t-test includes the x bar, that is the sample mean. So what is my sample mean? This is my sample mean. Now I need to have a claimed mean, any of the mean that I need to claim on. So based on this, my claimed average mean, that is 500 ml, right? So I have that. Next S, that is the value, that is standard deviation value, that is 6.26, 2.660. This is my standard deviation value and the value of N that I am needing. So now let's give it a try, that t-test. For that, what we are needing, we need the sample mean. So here I can see my sample mean to be 499.9. Okay. Now I need the claimed mean. Like in my claim, what I have told, like the fruit juice should be actually in the average of 500 ml. Right. So this is my claimed mean. So so that's why I have taken that. Then SD, that is 2.6. Next, coming down, I have the value of n. The value of n is 10 because I have taken 10 sample values. So like this, we have taken. Now what we need to do, we need to get the difference between the mean, like 499.9 and 500. So the difference is, of course, minus, like I am doing 499.9 minus 500 I am doing. Sorry, 500 I am doing. So it is giving me minus 0.1. Right? Up to this, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So everyone, I am not asking to only one. What about others? They are getting this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I am doing the difference between the means. Now what I need to do, I need to do the standard error. Okay, so standard error is this standard deviation SD divided by root over root root over of this n value. Okay, so how we are taking it? This is 2.60. That is my 2.6. Let's take 0. Doesn't matter up here. So we can take 2.6 and it is divided by root over 10. So root 10. Okay. So how we are getting that through? So we are getting that is root over 10 is, of course, everyone knows 3.16. So it is 2.6 divided by 3.16. So the value I'll be getting
0.82.
0.82. Yes. 0.82 would be my value up here. Okay, so SE value I have got 0.82. Now I need to calculate the T value. So T value, as I told, so T value is minus 0.1 divided by 0.8282, like that. So it will give me around, it will all of course come in minus. So I'll be getting minus 0.121. 0.121 would be my T value. Got it? So rounded off, I'll be telling that minus 0.12 0.12 is my T static value. Static, or we can put it as statistic. Fine. So minus 0.12 is my T statistics. Clear? Up to this, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now what we are taking this. Okay. Let's just remove this. Fine. We have got that. So T would be equal to 0.12, like minus 0.12. That is minus 0.12. And we have another value that is called DF. That is n minus 1. That is 9. N is 10. So n minus 1 gives 9. Right? Now we need to take the P value. Right? We need to find the P value. So for P value, how we will be doing? It is 2 into P capital T minus the small t. Okay. So we'll take it around like that. So for we have this DF value that is 9. Now we have this T value that is minus 0.12. Right. Now basically for taking the P value based on my formula, I need to take the mod of it. Like we need to take the mod of T actually. The modulus of T. So it will give me 0.12. The minus we will be not taking. The absolute value we will be taking up here. Okay. So now once we are doing all of this, so now we are getting for t to be 0.5, 0.12, we got the df value to be 9. And this t value is extremely close to 0. Okay, so now if this t value is equal to 0, then this p value will tends to 1, right? So if we are getting it like that, then we have, so if we are getting it in this form, then of course for t value when it will be 0.20, sorry, 0.12 or 0.20 also, if we are checking for that purpose, so it will be coming out around 0.8 in this range. So for t value when we are getting, the absolute value we are taking as 0.12, then we can check that we can get this p value that would be around 0.9. Like not exactly, but around 0.9, maybe 0.8999 like that. So it will be coming around 0.9. Got it? So I am getting this p value that is equal to 0.9. So there is a high probability that we are going ahead in the same. That is, if this p value, now if we are checking it off, now as of now, alpha value, like the significance level, like we are calculating it as 0.05, we are checking. Now, if this p value, now we can see this p value is greater than this a value, right? Since we are comparing it like that, so we are getting this p value greater than alpha, that is the significance level. So we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So the null hypothesis is true. So what was my null hypothesis? That is the average amount is equal to 500 ml only. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear,
Great.
ma'am.
Great. Then we can then jump in down to the collab file. So okay, my collab file is not opened as of now. I need to open that. So just a moment. Let me open that first. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is my code for hypothesis testing. So first, let me tell you what we are doing up here so that you can understand. So all of you are well versed with Irish dataset, right? Everyone has worked with Irish dataset. That is the measurement of sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and the species. All these 5 categories we came in Irish dataset.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this is a very simple data set that we actually work on. So I have just taken that to make you understand about what we can do here. Right. So what is happening over here? First, we are actually let me just give you the brief what we are doing. Then step by step, I'll be telling you what we have taken it there, how we have will go details in the code. Okay. Basically, we have just loaded the Irish data set. Okay. Now, as you know, inside the data set, there for each flower, there is sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and the specific species in, right? So this is the step that we are needed up here. Okay. So of course, we did the summary statistics, the selection of features of for the hypothesis. All of this we have done over here. Then grouping the data into species and testing the normality. Okay, so first we have just grouping the data into species, like what is happening over here. So we are grouping there are three different types of flowers, that is setosa, versicolor, and the viriginica, I guess. Viriginica is the name. That is the three different flowers that has been grouped up here in this data set. So we have included them into three different groups. Okay, so each group contains only the chosen features. The chosen features are like petal length, petal width, like that. Up to now, is it clear what we did?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay. So now for the hypothesis testing, what we are doing, we are testing the normality, testing for normality. Okay. So for testing for normalities, it is we generally use Perio, the Wilk test. We generally use. So for that only we have used. So for that, what we are doing? So for each of the species group, we are checking. Okay, what we are checking, like, is it forming that bell shape or not? I guess you are all aware of the bell shape, then the round shape, or this kind of shapes in the statistics, in the distribution. So this all we are checking. So we are checking that does this data that we are considering up look like a normal bell shape distribution or not, right? So this is the checking we are doing with this test. Okay, so we could have taken like some of the tests related to the normality. We can have test for the ANOVA also. We did that, but later for another perspective. But here we have taken this Wilk test only. Okay, so now we have taken this p-value, that is, if the data is normal, then the p-value greater than 0.05, and the data is not normal, then I'll be getting the p-value less than 0.05. Here, this is how I have just taken my null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how I have done that, and eventually I have checked that. We'll be seeing up here in the code. Okay, next for testing of the equal variance, I tried, and we have used here, like, why we are using the testing for equal variance. Like, we want to test, are all the species groups having the similar spread and variance uh, that we actually need to check in, right? So that is the major part. Next, we need to check why, like, is my data normal? All the groups have the equal variance. So here I am checking if the p-value is greater or equal to 0.5, then I am having the variance are equal. If the value of p is less than 0.05, then the variance is different. Okay, got it? Then we did the other tests also. So we are checking if there is any normal. Do we need to do the ANOVA test or not? That we checked it. And eventually we put into HSD, that is the post hoc test that we did. That is something like which species differ from which. This thing we need to check. So we need to compare each of that. That is Setosa is compared with Vericinica. Next, Setosa is compared with vesicolor. Again, vesicolor is been like compared with Versinica. Okay, so each of this pair we have checked and checked for all of the part, like is there is anything good going or not, and eventually has moved it. Okay, clear? Like the basic logic is understandable what we are doing up here.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. Let's just see what we have done. So first we have imported the libraries. First you can see that NumPy, Pandas, sklearn we have, then spy.stats we have, this models we have, all of this we have. So basically why we are using NumPy? That helps with the numerical operation. Pandas, we are using that because that is used to store the data set in the table format. Then we are using that sklearn.database, data sets that actually contains the like the built-in iris function. So I'm sorry, built-in iris data set. So in Python, we have some of the data set that is built in like within it is inbuilt, right? We don't have to take the CSV file. So it's I didn't take the CSV file of iris dataset and loaded it. It's already available in the sklearn dataset. So I've just taken that. Next, I have used SciPy stats. You can see the stats I have basically used. So that is basically used for the statistical test so that I get my statistical test, that is Pyro, then Kruskal method if I need to use. I have already used here the Kruskal method, ANOVA test and all. That comes in the pairwise. Okay. In the pairwise, we get the Turkey SDK post, we get the ANOVA, all of this we get there. Next, we have used OLS, that is for the ANOVA model. ANOVA LM we have used, that actually runs the actual ANOVA test. For that, we are used that combination that is used to generate all of the pairs of combination of the species that we are checking pair-wise, right? So for that, we are using combination, and squared that is basically used for affecting the size formula that we will be needing henceforth. This importing part is clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, great. Now you can see that is load iris dataset into the data frame. So you have this iris dataset. So we are just loaded the iris dataset. Now gone ahead with the frames and the columns, df dot columns that we are having, that we have just checked it. So it's like df dot this copy is basically to create a copy from the original, as I told that without the copy it is not possible to work in, like possible of course, but we don't make that much of, if anything in between we need the exact data frame, we can't take it, right? So for that we are taking the copy of it, and we are getting the columns name, we are checking for the columns name up. This is storing all of the columns name here in this column, df dot column here. Okay. Now we need to check for the how my data set actually looks. So for that we have used df dot head so that I get to see, and the shape also. So if I go down, you can see this is the shape, that is it contains 150 rows and five columns out, and this is how they actually look. Okay. So now, as usual, we have checked the statistical summary, some of the features relevant to it, what are the features that we have need to check in, that we did. Now we have just moved into features. Features that is actually like the features that we need to test. So we will be doing the sepal length and the petal length. As I told, we will be doing the segregation and we'll take it in that format after group by. So based on the species we have checked, we have group by. Now we need to check for the features. So we have included the features in pair. Okay. Now we are just running this loop in. Okay. This for loop we are running in. So for fit in fits, just a moment, for fit in features that we have taken. So it follows like it is following the full test pipeline, like it is going from sepal length to petal length as one feature at a time. It is considering like that. Okay. Now we are taking it this groups, that is we are preparing the groups, that is the species and the values, like we are grouping the data by species, like each species becomes one list of value. Okay. So Serosa, if there is, sorry, not Serosa, it is Setosa. Setosa, what is the value that is, suppose 50 values of Setosa we have got. So we'll keep Setosa and the values will be 50 values. Versicolor, we will be putting 50 values for versicolor. Virginica, then 50 for Virginica. Like that, we will be moving it. Okay. Is it understandable? What we are doing, did you get it? Am I not audible? Hello? Can anyone please answer?
Yes,
Can
ma'am, you are
you repeat
audible.
it, ma'am?
Why you people are not responding? Are you not
Mm.
interested or something like that?
The voice was lagging,
If
ma'am.
Okay, so is it fine now? Is it better?
Yes, yes. It's fine.
Sorry, not getting. Is it better? My voice.
yes, ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, fine. Moving in then. So then, as I told, I checked for the tests. So the very first one is the Sparrow-Wilk test that we did. So why we did? We need to test this. Does each species follow the normal distribution? That I need to check. So that is why we have checked for this. Similarly, we have just taken everything is ready. Like from the library, we have taken it. So as you can see here, we have taken it down and have grouped it. And based on that, what is my p value? Based on my p value, we have checked on that. Okay. Now for the homogeneity of the variance, we have checked this Levens test. That test we have taken it. Now we have checked for each of the steps, and we have get Leaveney test actually gives, do all of the species have the same variance or not? That we are checking. So that is the part that we have taken in here. Next, accordingly we have moved for the ANOVA Kruskal part. Like we have checked in, is the part is okay or not? Like that's what we need to take it. And we have checked for if all of the values and how it is moving in, if it is going good or not, that we have all checked over that. Eventually have checked for the affected size. What is the affected size? It actually tells how much the total variance, and it explained it in the different species format. Okay, next we have taken the HDS post hoc test that we have told, that we have taken it like that. So you are taking it in different form, like based on the species, all of the species are getting verified over there. Like Setosa versus vesicolor, then Setosa versus Veronica, then Vesicola versus Veronica. All of them are getting checked over here. Okay. Now I have used the pairwise Mann-Whitney with this part. So when we are getting it, it is non-parametric alternative for comparing the two groups. Okay, and Bonferroni connections. It is actually it multiplies the p-value by the number of the comparison that we are getting. Right. After this part is done, we have gone and computed everything, and we have printed the groups, like what is the display, what is the average part that we have got, the groups means and the standard we have got. That is means is 0.5.006, 5.96, standard is 0.3, and all this we have taken it. And based on this, what we can say, that we have load the data set, taken all of this and taken in this form, that we can based on this value we can take it forward. So here you can see that if we are printing it all, for this we have got the W value as 0.97 and P to be 0.4. So if the P value is greater than this value, so we are if P value is greater than this alpha value, the alpha we generally take it as 0.05, right? So it is of course greater, then we are accepting the null hypothesis, like we are failing to reject the null hypothesis. So it actually combines that. For one, when we are grouped it for three groups, the first group says this, the second group we are getting 0.464. So also for this we are accepting it, and for P also we are accepting it. For Leaveney test, we have got 6.3 and the P value 0.002. That means it is not equally variance for all of the groups. That's why we are rejecting the null hypothesis. We are not accepting the null hypothesis here. In Kruskal test, you got the H value to be like this and P value 0.0000. Right. So in that form, we can definitely say that we are like rejecting the null hypothesis. Now for this Mann-Whitney, you can see this U value we are getting, the P value, all we are getting 0. Then there is no change between this also. So we are rejecting that. And based on that, the groups has been created. And here, as I told for all, so 0.05, it is exact match of it. So 0.0500, it is like 0.0548 is there. So max to max, either we will, that would be our call, whether we will be accepting it or rejecting it. But for both of this, we are accepting this, right? I guess I have made myself clear. In the later stage, we have just taken a valued portion of it, like the group means and the standard we have created. The species-wise segregation is at, it has given the species-wise mean value, it has given the standard deviation is that it has given, and for in the total data set, what is the count of each of the variety, it has also given that. So all of the tests I have performed here, but for your case, you can take any 1 or 2 tests. You don't have to take all of this either, as I have shown you how we can take the T test, Z test, chi-square test. This test you can take for easy understanding. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Any query up to now? I didn't get you. Like, is there any doubt or anything? Just tell me.
Ma'am, can you share the collab file with us?
This collab file?
The hypothesis testing.
Yeah, okay, I'll try to.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? No, right? Fine. So basically, you will be given with the project for this week. So as I told, the similar way you need to go. Everyone just follow that every step should be there. There shouldn't be anything that is missing out, because that is the evaluation portion that needs to be taken in. Right. So you need to understand the importance of it and need to follow all of the same. So the same template that I have shown you last week, the similar template you will be following. Okay. And along with that, if that is an EDA based project, then kindly go ahead with the EDA project only. And in that very EDA project, we have to done in this project. Yes, yes. In this week, you have to include the hypothesis testing along with the EDA part. Okay. Are you getting? Whatever I told, did you get as of now? Or like, how many times I have to ask? At least answer yes, no, something.
Clear, ma'am. Yes. Yes.
For everyone, like follow the same template in the same way you need to do, and add at least, don't add just 4 to 5 plots. This is the like the for the first week we could have taken for the plots to be 4 and 5, but this week just increase the number of plots, do a proper pre-processing. I have eventually explained each of the step of pre-processing in details, I guess. So you need to follow it like that, and you need to go ahead with that portion in that format only. Like, you need to understand each part of it and need to do the pre-processing. You can't miss out any of the portion up there. Okay, because if your data is messy, is not cleared, and also you are not pushing it and also not doing the pre-processing part clearly, then of course you won't get the things clearly, right? You won't get the stuff clearly. For the for this hypothesis part, if it is not clear to you, go and do some of the research, because these tests are like Kruskal test we have studied back in the I guess in the college days, in the first semester, maybe in the mathematical statistical portions. There we have tested all of this Whitney test we have done then. So then we have this. If you are unable to connect it, just go and do the proper research from your end.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Because
Okay, ma'am.
like for every test, giving the formulas, it is a bit difficult, right? So here in this test, I have included around five problems. But you people, if not needed, just go ahead with T test that I have shown in the example, the Z test that I have shown yesterday. This kind of test you can go ahead with the chi-quest test, ANOVA test. This test are pretty much simple. I guess you'll be able to incorporate them. And in the libraries of Python, they are easily available. You just need to call them, give the features in, and they will move in. Okay, so this week, like from Monday, I want everyone's project should be completed. And this week, I don't want that my project is not complete or this stuff like that. And everyone will present their project in the session only. Okay, so you have 2 days of time. Like, I guess from today only, if we count, like you have 3 days of time. Accordingly, just work accordingly and give it a try that you complete everything and show and just present your project and on Monday actually. Okay, so why we have actually created this presentation sessions, so that you actually get the confidence out of it, and also your presentation skills improve whenever you will be going down for any other job perspective, or even in the universities, colleges where you people are studying right now. There I guess more or less presentations you need to give it, right? So here also you don't have to show your face, but you need to explain each of the portions very clearly. That will actually enhance your skills only at the end. So don't hesitate to present in the session, but just do the presentation properly in the sessions so that things are clear and you can take it forward. Okay.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
based on the template that I have shared with you, like I have shown in the session actually, just follow each and every portion to be in that format. And in the collab file, you have to attach the GitHub repo link also, right? After your code is done, like everything is done, like after presentation only, you will submit your profile, like you will submit your project in. Okay, after presentation, if there is any necessary feedback there, just uplift your project to all of the necessary stuff that will be given as a feedback. And after that, just upload your project in the GitHub. Okay, once that is uploaded, you need to just save that, like once you get the GitHub repository link, just copy that repository in the place of GitHub link in your Google Colab. Just paste that and eventually just share the collab file, also the GitHub link separately in the mail. Okay. on the offer letters will be issued. Okay, you didn't receive the offer letter yet, right? Don't worry on that. They will be surely releasing it over. Just allow some time. They will be releasing it over. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else you need to ask? You need to say any suggestions, anything like you want this to be done or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Nothing, right? Then I guess we can wrap up the session for today. And eventually we can meet on Monday with the presentation session. Can we have the code? Yes, you can take the screenshot if needed. Yes, 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 yes. Just a moment. I'm sharing. You take the screenshot of it, not an issue. Okay. So just one by one, tell me if this part is done. I'll scroll down. Done? Should I scroll down? Everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this part, right? Taken?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Great. In done?
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. This one?
Done.
Okay, fine. This one, do you need to take the output screenshot also? Output screenshot needed, then I'll scroll, else not.
No, ma'am.
Not required, right? Fine. Okay, fine. Good to go. Should I
Yes,
stop
ma'am.
sharing? Okay,
Yes,
fine.
thank
Great.
you.
Okay, fine. Not an issue. And just one more thing for the hypothesis testing, you need to take two different hypotheses, and based on that, you don't have to repeat the test like I have shown multiple tests over here. You can go with one single test like either Z test, chi-square test, ANOVA test, based on your data set. Actually, you can go according to that after that, and then for another, you'll take it like that. Okay. One single test will work, but there should be two different hypotheses that you are working on. Clear, everyone? First, okay, let me just give you the reference once more so that things doesn't miss out from you. Everything will be there. First, the data set loading and stuff. And again, just reminding you, don't just upload your data set, either connect it with, you can upload it in GitHub and connect it from there. Either you connect it from, either you can connect in a Google Drive, and from there you can take it, the data set basically I'm saying. Okay. So in this way you can take down the data set. Okay. Don't just upload it in the collab, because once your runtime, like the runtime issue is happening, then again you have to upload it. Else it is not working. Okay. And we need to check it also, right? For that, at least if you are taking it in that format, it would be better. Okay. So work it like that. Now moving in, if you are moving in, then check for each of the specification in different cell, not in a single cell. remind you, don't take, suppose you are checking for the column names, check in different cell, and then you are going for the description for all of the numerical columns, take it in another cell, not in the same cell. Fine. You need to do it in different cells. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Once
ma'am.
that part is done, you need to do the pre-processing. Whatever the pre-processing you are doing, you need to do the pre-processing steps. Fine. So once that has been done, next move ahead and just in a text format, write whatever the pre-processing steps you have included. Got it? Next, move down to EDA, that is the visualization basically. In the visualization, you need to go down for the visual parts. Visuals like just don't include the normal charts. Use Plotly Express because that is more interactive. Use Plotly Express. Along with that, if possible, use the comparative charts like two charts at the same time so that you can just compare it down. Next, moving in down, you get like after that you just move in and get for other charts and other different type of tables and use advanced level of charts. Okay, and take it for a form that you are at least including 8 to 10 charts, because 1 week already down, this is the second week, we need to just uplift something up, right? So at least include a better version of it, like at least 8 to 10 charts minimum you need to use it. And in that, one chart should be common, that is heat map, not heat map, correlation heat map. Okay, the correlation heat map that needs to be there. Okay, and then moving down after of this charts visualization, then go for hypothesis testing. For take two different hypotheses. For first hypothesis, you will be having this null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Then again for the assigned hypothesis, then there will be again null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. In this way you will be structuring. Okay, and if possible at the end for the hypothesis, if there is any visualization possible, just plot that visualization also. Okay, hope I have made myself clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Great. Then we can, I guess, wrap up the session for today. We'll meet on Monday with the presentations. Okay? Okay. Bye, guys.